Good morning, everyone. My name's Leah Dixon. I am from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia, and I am here for my regular Wednesday morning crafting session. Today is a little bit different. It's my first time ever doing this. I'm going to do a scrapbooking kit with you guys today. So Stampin' Up! Released these scrapbooking kits, I think, back in September, maybe August. I used to be an avid scrapbooker when my children were little, and I kind of have moved to digital for a while, but with Stampin' Up! Bringing back these kits, I thought, well, why not? Let's give it a try. We had some beautiful pictures from this autumn, so I've chosen the Autumn to Remember scrapbooking kit. This one's actually on our last chance list now. So it's $58 for the kit. And then you do need like some markers and stuff like that to go with it just to do your journaling. But pretty much other than that, you need adhesives and all the other embellishments and pieces are in this kit. So it's a really beautiful kit, and I'm excited to share it with you. So I'm not sure how many pages we'll get done today. I've never scrapbooked live, and especially not with a kit or anything. I'm used to kind of making my own designs, so we'll see how this goes, and I hope you enjoy checking out the kits and seeing what they're all about with me. So I'm going to zoom over to my desktop so we can have a closer look at what we get with our kit, and we'll get started. As you pop on, if you want to say hi, I'd love to know who's here and watching, and maybe even scrapbooking along with me. So all of these items came in a large 13 by 13 plastic bag, and I just pulled them out. It's a resealable bag, like a Ziploc bag, so it's nice that you have a place to put all of your pieces when you're kind of mid-project. And then we get full color instruction sheets to go with our scrapbooking kit. It's the guide on how to cut our designer series paper, and then information on how to assemble our pages. So it's kind of exciting. There's 6 beautiful layouts here. I skipped a page, sorry. So 6 beautiful layouts in here. It's 3 2-page layouts basically. So they're designed to go together. So I'm going to start with this first layout, but I think I'll probably just start by actually grabbing my paper and cutting. So they show you want to cut here first before you cut there. They show you the orientation of the paper that you want and all of that. So it's pretty quick and easy to do this. So I'm just going to grab my paper and start to cut out what I need for my first design. So I'm actually going to go grab the design page. The way they've got it laid out here is it tells me I need 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E as my pieces. So basically 1A through E. So I'm going to look at where all of those would be. So 1C is here on this one. So I'm going to come in and cut out that piece first. So that is this piece of paper. I know because the instructions tell me that there's trees on one side and then the animals on the other side. And they want the orientation to be this way. So we want to cut the back first. So we want to cut that piece first. So I'm going to come in, and it's 3.5 by 10 is what I'm cutting. So I'm going to just grab my paper cutter here. Now you can use a paper trimmer, or I have my big guillotine. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to bring in my big guillotine. Oh, hi, Darlene. So it's my trees that way. Then my animals are that way, but I want them actually... They said to have my bears. Oh, you know what? I don't think it actually matters. All right. So we want it this way. All right. So we're going to come in here like that. Make that cut. And then with this piece, I need it to be 3.5 by 10. So let's make it by 10. And by 3.5. So now it's just a matter of what little critters do I want where. All right, I think that's going to be perfect. All right, so with that done, we've got all of our little critters here. We've got our 3.5 by 10-inch piece. I'm going to put this stuff off to the side. Now these two pieces that I have here, these are extras. These aren't going to be used in our kit anywhere. So I'm going to actually put these into a separate space so that I can use them on cards and stuff like that. So I'm not going to put them back into the bag. I'm going to keep my bag just filled with things I need for my actual scrapbook. Okay, so that's my 1C cut. Now I only need 1A through E. So now my next one, I'll just show you the papers as I dig through. So I got 2 of this paper. We've got this lovely plaid and then these trees on the back. All right, and this is actually the next one that I need is this piece. So 1E, and the orientation is that those trees go to the side. And so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make my cut at 4.5. And then I'll cut at 10. So come on in, cut at 4.5. And then this one is the one that I actually need. It's 5 by 7.25. 7.25. All right. And then these 2 pieces are extra, so I'm going to put them off to the side. Okay. So now I'll show you my next pieces here. Now we've got this beautiful green with the Cajun craze on the back, and I just need 1 4-inch strip of this, and the orientation is like this. So I need a 4-inch strip, and then, oh, they're all by 10.5. So let's see, I'm going to actually cut this at 10.5 first. There we go. And then a 4-inch strip. There we go. All right, so that's my next one. And then, interesting. All right, now I need this one. Our orientation is going to be the same, so it's the same piece of paper. But this time I only need a 3.5 by 10-inch strip of it. So I'm going to do my 3.5. There we go. And then by 10. And I'm not going to cut up the bottom of this because they actually show us needing it for other things. So we've got that. So that is just about it. I'm just missing, I think, 1 piece still. Oh, there we go, 1A. So it's actually this, and it's going to be 11.5 by 11.5. So I'm actually just going to come in here and trim a 1/2 inch off of each of my sides, and they want the grain going across. All right, now this is apparently an exclusive paper to this kit. Or like exclusive as in it's only in this kit. So we're going to trim that down. There we go. And let's see, I think that might be all of our pieces for the page that I'm going to start on. So that is fantastic. I'll give you a quick peek at the rest of the papers in here. So this is a single-sided paper. It's an exclusive paper. We also have this one as an exclusive. We've got this one, and it's single-sided as well. So that's another exclusive paper. All right. So those are our designer series papers. Then in our kit, we have all sorts of punch-outs. Or, oh, sorry, these are not punch-outs. These are stickers. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. So all these stickers to use on our kit. So I'm going to put those to the side. We'll definitely need those. And then we've got a bunch of cardstock here. So for this one, I need to use the light Old Olive cardstock for my base. So I'm going to grab this. Now, they say light because this is the two-tone paper. So there's a dark and a light side. We're going to use the light side for our layout. Okay, so that is something that we're going to do. Now it says here, optional, we can add details to a few of the wood grain dies with Stampin' Up markers. Okay, so we might do that once we get to the wood grain dies. So we've got that paper. So we've got our two-tone Old Olive. We've got our two-tone, I think this is Petal Pink. And so you can see the two tones there. We've got two-tone Crushed Curry. Come on. Can't even pick it up. What is going on? There we go. So there's the two tones. And then we've got some large white pieces. Set that. And then we've got some pop-outs. So these are not adhesive. So we've got some pop-outs here. I know we're going to be using this one big embellishment here. So let's just start popping this one out. I thought this was such a cool piece. So much bigger than anything I could create with a die in my machine, because this is way bigger than the plates on my machine. So I thought it was really cool that they offered us this really neat die. So just be careful popping it out. All right, I'm going to put these other pieces off to the side. I don't know if I need any of them, but I know for sure I need this. And then there are some pieces in here still to pop out, just to give our full effect here. So they really have included everything but the adhesive and like your journaling markers. It's really pretty awesome. Now, I forgot to show you, I put the list in the description of this video, but actually on the front of your scrapbooking instructions, they do tell you exactly which Stampin' Up markers they're going to suggest using, as well as exactly what adhesive they're going to suggest using. They also suggest you have a paper trimmer, you're kind of going to need it, and some paper snips. So that's really all you need. And then they tell you the sizes of the photos to follow their layouts. So it's really nice that you know, like, okay, I'm going to need 13 photos and these are the orientations. And as you go along, of course, you can change it up. It's your scrapbook. But if you want to recreate it exactly how they've got it, you kind of know in advance when you're going to go print your photos, exactly what you're looking for. So you can crop them properly and print them the way you need them. All right, so we're going to do that. All right, so we've got that piece all set and ready to go. So cool. All right, I'll put these off to the side. Now I'm actually going to come in here and just trim this up a bit because I don't need all this extra. Actually, why don't I grab my paper snips? So I'm just going to trim off this extra paper so that it stores a bit nicer. And I'm going to trim this over this way. I'm all about having things fit nicely back in my bag when I'm not working on my projects. And then, yeah, we'll just come along and trim this one up as well. All right, now you could save these scraps. They're large enough to do some stamping on and use them for something. I don't know if you saw my background at the beginning. I am in a very crowded craft room right now. We're in the middle of a reno, and my craft room has been turned into the storage room for everything in the rooms that are being renovated. So I have zero space, so I'm not saving a single scrap if I don't think I can truly use it. All right, now the next thing that we're going to do here is grab some of these little pop-outs. So it shows we're using one green one. Oh, it looks like we're using all of them. 2 yellows and 2 oranges. All right, I should use the color names. Crushed Curry and Cajun Craze. So we're going to pop these out. So it's like it's things like this that I think are so cool. This is an element that you could 100% make with your own DSP. But the time to do it, it's like, this is such a saver, such a time saver. All right, so we've popped that out. I'll come back if I need others from there. And then this is what I've been waiting for. I knew this was in here. I've been waiting to get down here. We've got this lovely piece here in its own little bag. And these are like wood grain elements. To me, this is like the extra special touch to this kit. It's this very, very thin, like it almost reminds me of the thin balsa wood we would use for like wood burning. Like it's very thin and quite like flexy, but it's these little wooden pieces. And so one side is white, one side has the wood grain on it. And so they were talking about taking our pens and adding some elements to these before we put them onto our front. So it looks like it just says embellish with die cuts and prepared wood grain, and to attach these embellishments with mini glue dots. So I guess, you can do what you want, but if we're going to follow their design, it looks like we've got 3 oak leaves. I'm going to just pop out the ones I need. Oh, and some things are falling out as I go. So it looks like we need 3 oak leaves and 2 maple leaves. So I'm going to grab those. They pop out pretty easily. Now, how good are my eyes? There's another oak leaf. And there's another maple leaf. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. So I've got those embellishments, and then I guess this is why it's in a plastic bag, because some of them have started to pop out, even though I didn't intentionally pop them out. So I'm going to slide that back in there so I don't lose anything. And then I've got one more piece here to share with you that's kind of a cool thing. Is at the front they told us what photos we would need, but maybe you're putting this together for somebody else, or maybe you're putting it together and you haven't taken your photos yet. I wish I was that prepared. I tend to scrapbook well after the event. But they've got these photo placeholders, and they tell you the size of the photo. And so you can put these into your layouts so that you don't have to remember what size of photograph you wanted to have there. Those just are going to pop right in, and I've got a little trick I'm going to show you for how to put those in, and then have them come out nicely to put your photos in if you're adding photos later. So we're going to put these off to the side. And then this is just the hard backing to keep everything flat and to remind us what kit it is we're actually working with. And it's got a list of the colors used in the kit right on the back as well. So if you're ever wondering what colors would go well, you've got the list there. So I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to bring my light old olive back into play. And we're going to follow the instructions. So it says use light old olive cardstock for base. Attach 1A. So that is this beauty. And we're attaching it this way. So here's where you get to make some choices. It's up to you what adhesive you're going to use. Lots of people like to use tear and tape in their scrapbook. Some people use glue. It's really going to be what you find best. So for this layer, I am actually going to use liquid glue. For some of our smaller layers, I will be moving over to mini glue dots and tear and tape. But I am ultimately a huge liquid glue fan, especially for large things and things I want to definitely stay in place. All right, so there's my glue on there, and we're going to attach this. So we're centering this onto our background. Oh gosh, I love this. So pretty. There we go. So we've attached that gorgeous wood grain onto our light old olive. And then it says dovetail and attach 1, B, C, and D. And so I've got my B, my C, and my D. And when they say dovetail, they mean make like the little banner end onto these. Oh, sorry. And this one should be, and then we're going to layer them on. All right. Now they've got them layered on so that they're right up at the top and all overlapping and layered. So we have to dovetail these. There's a few ways to do this. The easiest way to do this, because these are too big kind of to put into a punch or anything, is to use a pencil, find your halfway mark and put a little dot and do it. But I want a little bit of extra definition and oomph on here. So I'm going to go grab my Nested Essentials dies. You totally don't need to do it this way. You could 100% use your sips and just dovetail that way. Nested Essentials and my big old machine. I'm going to show you a way to dovetail these that I think is pretty beautiful. So I've got my great big machine here. I'm going to get my Nested Essentials and I'm going to get my largest hexagon die. Okay, now this doesn't work if your paper's too big, but I believe these are all small enough that this is going to work just fine. And we're going to weave this in. Oh, I don't even have to weave it in because I want my banner to go the other way. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. I'm going to line that up so it's nice and straight. I'm going to line that up so it's centered. And then I'm going to put that down quite low. And I am happy with that. I am now going to put my plate over top and run my paper through just until it goes over that die. Oh, hi, Kim. Oh, butter tarts, lovely. Oh my gosh, that sounds delicious. All right, and there's our first one, dovetailed. I didn't even know that that was the name. I always call it like make it into a banner end. But so it has a name, dovetail. I like it. All right, now I'm going to take this one and I'm just going to repeat the same process. So I like that they've got like the ability to kind of see, okay, do I have as much hanging off of both sides? You could still come in with a ruler and measure this out if you really wanted to be specific. I'm not that kind of scrapbooker. Oops, except that just twisted. So I am going to fix that. I'm not a perfectionist, but I do have some limitations. There we go. All right. We'll banner that one. It's not a magnetic plate, Darlene. I wish. No, it's just a magic mat. It is a self-healing mat, so I don't have to replace my bottom mat as much. Well, I shouldn't actually. Theoretically, I should never have to replace it. That's the whole joy of the magic mat. And so, yeah, just instead of using another plate 3 underneath, I use the magic mat. But no, unfortunately, it's not magnetic. All right. And then we'll pull that one off. So that's just another way to create that banner effect. And so that was the Nested Essentials dies that I used for that. But really anything that's got that shape to it will work. And I like the Nested Essentials because it puts just the tiniest little bit of stitching on the end there as well. From Amazon, no. It was a Christmas gift. I'm not sure. I think maybe scrapbooks.com. But yeah, it was a gift a few years ago from Noah. It was in my stocking, so kind of nice. All right, so now we're going to attach our banners, layering them. So I'm going to actually put down my green one first, centered and lined up at the top. And again, I'm going to use liquid glue for this. These are such big pieces. You can use tear and tape though, or seal plus, like whatever suits you. All right. So this is my favorite though. I love the glue. I know y'all think I'm crazy. All right. So let's put that, and I mean, if it's not exactly centered, who cares? We're putting enough stuff over top, nobody's really going to notice. All right, and then we're going to take this one and go like that. So it feels so good to be scrapbooking. I'm so excited. All right, now let's see. I want to put this one fairly far out, like, so we're overlapping it, but not crazy amounts. Okay, there we go. And then this one we'll try and match up the border on the other side. Okay, and just like that. So, okay. All right. Oops. So now that we've got our banners added to our scrapbook page, it says attach 1E. So that is this gorgeous piece. Now I'm guessing that we want to attach that pretty much centered, and then we're going to be putting that around it. Now we want it up a bit though. Okay, so up a bit. All right, beautiful. So that is going on just like that. There we go. And okay. Like all right. And then I'm just going to double check. Oh yeah, that'll be perfect. All right. So that's going on to onto our paper. We haven't attached this white piece yet. Now it says attach photo with tear and tape adhesive. So I guess that's going to be, you know, a preference for you, how you attach your photo. Oh, good morning, Gail. And it is a 4x6 photo that's going in here. So you can, of course, isn't it a cool piece? You can, of course, grab your 4x6 photo holder there if you don't have a photo. I just happen to, I believe, have a photo that I want for this space. Let me just see. I did print out a bunch of photos, but I didn't sort them, so now I'm not sure where everything is. There we go. Okay, I have a beautiful photo. I think, whoops, I think that's the one I want. There we go. Now that's, the photo itself is a little bit dark, and it's getting a little bit lost. So this is where you have some kind of like free reign to come in and add your own elements. I am going to put a cardstock like frame around this photo just to help it pop out a little bit. Now, I have my list of colors, so I know what colors I want to stick with. And so I'm just going to grab, before I go over to my actual cardstock, because I know we need all of these pieces for our kit, I'm just going to grab my crushed curry. I'm worried that crushed curry will make the wall in the background look too yellow, but we're just going to see. Oh yeah, that looks way too yellow. So I think I'm going to either go with the green or maybe like a crumb cake. So I'm just going to grab that from my cabinet. So I know we've got, our choices are either old olive, crumb cake. Let's see about those. Oh, or let's do a Cajun craze as well. I'll bring that over. Cajun craze. So this is where you need to play around with it. with your own photographs and kind of see what's going to work for your photos and the colors and how they're going to pop. So that helps it a little bit. That really makes it pop. And what about the green? And the green. Oh, that is a tough choice. All right. What do you guys think? I've got the Old Olive. I'll show them to you one more time. The Crumb Cake. Or the Cajun Craze. You know what? I'm going to give you guys a minute to respond, but I think I'm going Cajun Craze. So this is a 4x6 photo. I don't want a very big border. So it's going to be a 4 1/8 by 6 1/8. Once you guys let me know what color I should do. While I'm waiting on that, I'm going to start attaching some of the other pieces, and you guys let me know. Oh, Darlene, you say Old Olive, eh? Okay. All right, I'm going to move that photo for a moment because it's creating a little bit of a glare with my lights. Oh, and Kim says Cajun. All right, I need a tiebreaker. Please don't say crumb cake. Now, while I'm waiting on that, says then to embellish with the die cuts, the prepared wood grain die cuts, and the stickers. Says a tip is to attach the smaller embellishments with mini glue dots, and then we can add our journaling. So this piece, I think I might actually also attach with mini glue dots. I just feel like there's good spaces to put them in, and that's going to work well. So you do need to have your own mini glue dots, all your own adhesives for this. But I think that's a good thing because, I don't know, I feel like, oh, and this has a number on it, number 1. So make sure that you're using that side to put your adhesive on. You don't want a number 1 showing up in your scrapbook. So I'm just going to place mini glue dots around the edges so that I can attach this. So yeah, using your own adhesives in scrapbooking, I think is good. Everybody has their own preferences as to what kinds of adhesives they like when archiving family memories. So I kind of like that they didn't include them. All right, I still just have 1 Old Olive and 1 Cajun. If anybody else wants to give me an opinion about that photo frame, I would love to hear it. I am leaning towards Cajun, but the Old Olive did look nice too. And the background is Old Olive, so part of me thinks that's what we should go with. I don't know. This is where the kits are so nice because you don't have to think too much. I'm literally only making 1 decision. Well, 2, I guess, which photo, and then because I wanted the frame, what frame I'm going to add. All right, now let's see here. Don't stick to me. So I've got some adhesives on here. Now I'm just kind of turning mine until it looks sort of like how they had theirs, like that. And then trying to sort of ish center it before it sticks to my page. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. You decide. Okay, I will decide. Darlene says Cajun would work as well. So I think I'm going to go Cajun. It brings out just some of the warmth, and because oddly enough, I don't know if you guys could see it very well, but there's a Shrek photo that one of my kids drew in the background, and I'm worried that like the green border will pull out the green Shrek thing in the background, which is kind of weird. All right, so I'm going to pop this out. I said that photo was 4x6, so our frame is going to be 6 1/8 by 4 1/8. All right. I hope that I was right about those measurements. Yes, I was. All right. Oh, except my 6 1/8 is a little bit big. All right. Let's trim that down a bit. 6 1/8. Still big. What is going on? Now, they said to use tear and tape to attach my photo, and I actually think I will, just because I know it's a strong adhesive and it's not going to leave like glue marks or anything. I don't glue photos down typically. And I'm just going to attach it on the two sides. Now, when I go to put this down, yeah, I'm going to glue the back of that cardstock frame I put on there. All right. So there we go. There we go. And nice. Now, got to get this one right the first time because it's tear and tape. Okay, now I'm going to use glue to put this one down. And just like that. And then we get to have the fun of adding our embellishments. Okay, now I do have a little cloth somewhere. Where did it go? Nope. Don't know where my little cloth went right now. I tend not to smooth down my photos with my fingers because I don't want to get my fingerprints all across them. And I usually have a little photo cloth in my room, but can't find it right now. Not surprising given the state of my room right now. Okay, so now that we've got our photo attached, and like I said, you could have used a photo placeholder if you didn't have a photo ready to go. Now we get to do the fun piece of embellishing. Now they had mentioned that we could use Stampin' Write markers to kind of add detail to our markers and to our wood pieces. And so they had recommended Cajun Craze, Crushed Curry, Old Olive, and then Basic Black. So we could really use any colors we wanted. It looks like they used Cajun Craze on a lot of theirs. I'm going to grab those little wood pieces. And I think I'm actually not going to use the colors they suggest. Oh, maybe I will. Let's see. I'm going to grab my Regals and see what I got. All right, Regals. So my Regal colors aren't exactly the same because I still have an old set, but I do have Old Olive and Cajun Craze in there. So I think maybe I will do the Cajun Craze. And so I'm going to use so our new markers have kind of a felt pen thin tip. I don't have the new marker, so I'm going to use the paintbrush tip. And I'm just going along the inside cut and adding a little bit of color to those. All right, you could go and outline the edges as well if you wanted, but I think it's nice just to have the little bit of color in the center here. So the cut that's there really does help guide the tip of your pen. So it's not like you have to have a super steady hand or to be like a fantastic artist. You just get the pen tip onto the groove and follow the groove. That, and we'll do our last one. Now you could use all different colors for these. Do it however you want. I'm really like a monochromatic person. Pick one color and go with it. So we have the Cajun Craze border on our picture. Now I'm going to do the Cajun Craze on my leaves. And then we're going to get our mini glue dots again. And we're going to start attaching things. So, well, actually, I might use Seal Plus for some of these. So they've got some of these little arrows here. And they've got them kind of like 1, 2, 3 coming up the side here, just like that. So I'm going to use my Seal Plus to add my adhesive to that. And look at that. On the back of them, they actually say Project 1. So you don't even have to kind of know anything other than what page you're working on. So I'm working on page 1, which is project 1. And I'm going to pop that on there. That's pretty handy that they tell you what project they belong to in case they fall out and then you're not really sure what to do. All right, just like that. And then like this. So with our scrapbooking line, the only thing we kind of don't have yet, but I've heard it's coming soon, are albums. We have smaller albums, but we don't have any 12 by 12 albums yet. So lucky for me, I have some albums that I've already got going on. And so I am just going to slide these into page protectors that I've got in my albums that I already have existing. But, you know, otherwise just hold tight. They're coming. We are going to be getting them. Are they Worley thing? I'm not sure what you're asking about, Kim. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe you can clarify what that is. All right, so now I've got my 2 more arrows and I'm going to put them up on the other side. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back of them. So I really do like the Seal Plus over the Seal, like regular Seal. And so that's what I'm using here is the Seal Plus. And I'm just putting a little dab on each arm of my arrow. All right, there we go. And just come in like that. There we go. All right. Oh, your cookbook. Oh, I love that idea. Well, I can tell you guys this because no kids are home right now. It's actually something now that I've got 2 graduated and 2 more next year. It's something that I've started doing. Now that one I am doing digitally because I want to print it out for all of the kids. But what a great idea. I have a really nice one with like my grandmother's handwriting and everything, which is another reason I want to do it digitally because I plan on scanning her handwriting and having them be able to have that in their cookbooks too. So, all right, now there's a few other elements here. Some of these are stickers. We've got this beautiful sticker that's going to go across the bottom of our page. Oh, now do I want it across the whole bottom? No. So they've got me cutting it. All right. So I'm going to put this down. I wish they had got me to add this before I glued this layer down. That's annoying. Oh, well. I guess I could have pre-cut this at 11.5 because I knew it was going to be 11.5, but silly me. All right. We're going to come in and cut that. Where did I put my scissors? There they are. Yeah, I've got a lot of really nice recipes with my grandmother's handwriting. Oh, that did not work. All right. Definitely pre-cut that at 11.5 with your paper trimmer. Before you come in here and try and do this, I'm going to grab an X-Acto knife if I can find one. Oh, where did I put these things? I went and rearranged my office. What a silly thing to do. All right. We're going to come in here. And X-Acto like that. There we go. All right. So yeah, if you don't pre-think that one through and cut it at 11.5 before you attach it, then go ahead and use an X-Acto knife to trim it. Don't try and do scissors like I did. All right, so we've got that lovely sticker strip at the bottom now. And we have some other stickers to attach. So at the bottom here, they've got Golden Leaves Autumn Breeze. And then a piece for journaling. I'm just going to take a look at the other sentiments and see if there's something more appropriate for, not that that's not appropriate, but something appropriate for our Thanksgiving dinner. So Days to Remember might be nice. Can't get enough of this. Yeah, Good Times Here is the right color. Let's see. No, I'm going to go with the Golden Leaves and Autumn. Maybe not. Oh, darn it. Let's see. Let's do the Good Times Here. I think that's going to work because, or Days to Remember. Oh, darn it. Now let's do Good Times Here because it's the right color. All right, so I'm going to attach right here the Good Times Here. So see, we're going to switch it up, make it our own. So the Good Times Here. And then I've got my little snail piece here where I can put the date. So I am going to have to go back and look at what day Thanksgiving actually was this year, because that is something that is eluding me. If any of you know, let me know, and that'd be awesome. And then there should be a piece that I can do some writing on. There it is. Then we've got a pop out here where I'm going to be able to write the location. So this was at my house in Port Coquitlam. So we'll put the location there before I attach that. Luckily, I know that. And then we've got this little pop out. There's like so many details. And I guess you can kind of pick and choose what you want to add. It's your scrapbook page. So do what you want to do. And then so we've still got our leaves and our date. So for our date, I am going to grab my Stampin' Write marker. I am going to do black for this. I like my journaling in black. So I'm going to use my very, very fine tip. And I am going to write, you know what, I'm not even going to bother with the date. I'm just going to write Thanksgiving 2024. So let's see, I'm just going to Thanksgiving 2024. All right. Now, if you don't love printing your own things, you can, of course, do like the little trick where you attach this to a piece of paper and run it through the printer. But I actually really like having my own handwriting in my scrapbooks. Oh, October 15th, 14th, who knows? I'm just going to do Thanksgiving Day 2024. I know it was Thanksgiving Day, and it was lovely and so nice to see everyone. All right, so now that I've got that done, I can attach this. Now I am going to use my Seal Plus again to attach this. So again, or you could use mini glue dots. Mini glue dots would work really well for this as well. So we're going to do that, just like that. All right. And, oh, I guess I was supposed to put the date down there. Haha. Okay. So I'm going to attach that to our page like that. This can go on with this. Now for these wood pieces, I think that the Seal Plus would work, but I'm not entirely sure. So I'm going to stick with mini glue dots for these wood pieces. And those are kind of the last pieces. You know what? Because I put Thanksgiving Day there, I'm going to put Port Coquitlam, British Columbia down here on this one. I'm going to just switch it up to the opposite of what they did. So Port Coquitlam, BC. There we go. All right. Not that my kids have ever lived anywhere other than Port Coquitlam, so, you know, I think they'd figure it out, but just in case. All right, so now I'm going to take some mini glue dots, and I think one should hold these in place. And you just kind of sprinkle these leaves around. There we go. A few more to go. And then our first page is done. So that's not bad. It took me an hour to do the page, but that was like figuring out what I'm doing. I've never used one of these kits. So I feel like probably now that I'm kind of got my groove going, it would be about 3 hours to complete all the layouts. So you'd have 6 pages of layouts in here. And you guys get the gist now for like how you would put one of these kits together, which was really my goal for today, was just to find out for myself and to show you guys how our scrapbooking kits work. And yeah, kind of see how beautiful they are and how quick and easy they are to use. So the instructions are pretty detailed, except for when it comes to the embellishment piece. They really leave that up to you. I mean, they do have the visual, but they don't tell you specifically. The backs do say project 1 and that kind of thing, like even on the like the journaling pieces on the back of them, they do say which project it is for. So it's kind of neat. But I just really love this idea. And like for me, I'm still at the stage where I'm documenting family memories and really, you know, my kids are not kids anymore, but they're not grown-ups yet, and really enjoying this. But I can also see grabbing a few of these kits and putting them together to give to somebody who's just having a new baby, and then they can just pop in their photos when they're ready, because you've got those photo placeholders, so you can give them a ready to go scrapbook. They just need to journal and add photographs too. So it's kind of a really cool gift to give someone. So yeah, that is page 1 of our Autumn to Remember scrapbook kit. The other pages are just as beautiful. As I get them done, I'll post them for you guys and share them. But yeah, that's that. So if any of you are interested in maybe having a scrapbooking night with me where you grab your scrapbooking kit, photos or not, because we do have those placeholders, and you want to get together and do some scrapbooking, please contact me. I would love to offer that kind of an evening for people, where we can all just come and laugh and share memories. We don't even have to be working on the same scrapbook kit. Stampin' Up! Has a few available. There was the Halloween one. I'm not sure if that one's still available or not. And then there was kind of a wintry one, a Christmassy one, and the autumn one. And then in January, we're going to be getting some new kits to go with the new mini catalog. So that's going to be really exciting to see what they've got for us for the springtime. So thanks so much for joining me. If you have any other questions about these scrapbooking kits, please reach out to me. And yeah, and of course, if you'd like to start a scrapbooking group and have a night, I can do it both virtually and in person. Just let me know what you would like. So bye everyone, and I'll see you next Wednesday. I don't know for sure yet if I'll be on at 9 a.m. My sister is coming into town for one day, and it happens to be next Wednesday. And so I'm just waiting to find out like the timeline of her day and when we're getting together, if it's going to be first thing in the morning or not till lunchtime. So once I know, I will let you know. But for sure, I'll be live at some point on Wednesday. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.